Unbelievable things that exist only in Africa. An entire floating city where boats replace cars and water replaces roads. Trees so massive they've been turned into functioning bars and prisons. Crocodiles that let humans swim with them like pets. A lake that literally turns animals into stone statues. Churches carved entirely downward into solid rock. And a forest where the ground itself is made of razor-sharp limestone spikes that can slice through your skin. These phenomena exist nowhere else on Earth, only in Africa. From termite mounds taller than houses to volcanoes with the fastest-moving lava in the world. From underground desert cities to trees that get elephants drunk. Stay until the end, because number 1 features ancient creatures that have been walking the Earth for over 150 years, outliving generations of humans in a place untouched by modern time. Number 15. Ganvié, Africa's only floating city. There's only one place in Africa where an entire city floats on water: Benin's lake. Nokoué holds a secret that exists nowhere else on the continent. Ganvié, a complete metropolis built entirely on stilts. Houses, schools, markets, everything suspended above the lake. No roads, no cars, only wooden boats gliding between homes like taxis on invisible streets. You're thinking maybe it's a modern tourist attraction, a novelty experiment that started recently. Wrong. The Tofinu people have been living like this since the 16th century. When slave traders hunted them across West Africa, they discovered something their enemies feared: water. So they built an entire civilization on it, knowing no one would follow. Today, it's the largest lake village in Africa. Children paddle canoes to school. Fishermen use techniques passed down through 400 years. Women sit in boats at the floating market, trading goods the same way their ancestors did. This isn't found in Asia's floating markets or Venice's canals. This is purely African ingenuity, born from survival and perfected over centuries. Number 14. Baobab trees, living architecture found nowhere else. Africa has a tree that exists on no other continent in quite this way: the baobab, and Africans have turned them into something no one else has even attempted. Bars, homes, prisons, all carved inside living trees. These giants have trunks so massive and hollow that entire rooms fit inside. In South Africa, the Sunland Baobab became a fully functioning pub where dozens of people drink inside a 6,000-year-old tree. In Zimbabwe, colonialists used a baobab as a prison, its natural hollow chamber perfect for holding captives. Some communities have carved out homes inside them, turning a living tree into shelter. But here's what makes these trees truly unique to Africa. When a baobab dies, it doesn't fall like other trees. It collapses almost instantly, dissolving as if it never existed. Scientists still don't fully understand why. These are called the tree of life because they store thousands of gallons of water in their trunks, produce nutrient-rich fruit, and have sustained African communities for millennia. They're found on other continents now, but nowhere else has humanity integrated with them like this. Number 13. Bazoulé's sacred crocodiles, Africa's only tame predators. Crocodiles are among the deadliest predators on Earth. Except in one village in Burkina Faso, where they behave like nothing you've ever seen. Bazoulé. The only place in Africa, possibly the world, where people swim with crocodiles, touch them, and pose for photos without fear. Your instincts are screaming. Crocodiles attack. They kill. They're aggressive, territorial, and unpredictable everywhere else on the continent. But not here. The villagers feed them by hand. Children play near them, and tourists wade into ponds surrounded by dozens of these massive reptiles that remain completely docile. Legend says that during a terrible drought, these crocodiles led the village ancestors to hidden water sources, saving them from death. In gratitude, a sacred bond was formed that has lasted centuries. Scientists can't fully explain it. Some believe the crocodiles have been conditioned through generations of gentle human contact. Others think there's something unique about this specific population's temperament. Whatever the reason, this relationship exists nowhere else in Africa or the world. Number 12. Lalibela, Africa's underground cathedral city. Ethiopia has something that exists nowhere else on the African continent. Churches that weren't built up, they were carved down. Lalibela. From the surface, you see what looks like ordinary rocky ground. Then you look closer and realize entire cathedrals have been sculpted into the earth itself. 11 massive churches, each carved from a single piece of volcanic rock. No bricks added, no stones stacked, just removal. Chiseling downward into solid bedrock to create hollow chambers, pillars, archways, and intricate religious carvings. The Church of St. George is the most stunning. Shaped like a perfect cross when viewed from above, it sits 40 feet below ground level, carved with such precision that it looks almost machine-made. These were built in the 12th century as a New Jerusalem. King Lalibela wanted to create a pilgrimage site for Ethiopian Christians who couldn't reach the Holy Land. So he built it underground, using only hand tools and human determination. Today, monks still worship here. Pilgrims still come from across Ethiopia. And nowhere else in Africa will you find religious architecture quite like this. Number 11. Tsingy de Bemaraha, Africa's only stone forest. Madagascar, technically part of Africa, has a forest unlike anywhere else on the continent or the planet. You cannot walk through it barefoot. You'd be sliced to ribbons. Tsingy de Bemaraha, a forest where every tree is made of razor-sharp limestone. The name literally means where one cannot walk barefoot, and it's not an exaggeration. These aren't rocks shaped like trees. They're limestone formations carved by millions of years of rainfall into needle-sharp spires that reach over 300 feet high. Touch one wrong and you'll bleed. Fall and you could die. Yet lemurs leap across them with ease, perfectly adapted to this deadly landscape. This stone forest formed through a process found only here. Groundwater dissolved the limestone unevenly, leaving behind a forest of blades so dense you can barely see the ground. Suspension bridges are the only safe way through. Scientists call it a karst landscape, but nowhere else in Africa has it formed quite like this. It's a maze of stone that looks more like an alien world than anything naturally occurring on Earth. Number 10. The Great Migration, Africa's largest moving spectacle. Over 1 million animals moving as one, the single largest terrestrial wildlife migration on the planet, and it happens only in Africa. Every year, wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles travel nearly 1,200 miles across the Serengeti and Masai Mara in a cycle of survival that has played out for millennia. This isn't a peaceful journey. The herds face lions, cheetahs, hyenas, and the most dramatic obstacle of all, the Mara River crossing. Thousands of animals crowd the riverbank. They can smell the crocodiles. They can sense the danger. Then suddenly panic triggers a stampede. Animals plunge into the water, some swept away by currents, others snatched by crocodile jaws. But the herd keeps pushing forward. Nowhere else on Earth does this happen at this scale. Other continents have migrations, but nothing matches the sheer numbers, the drama, or the life and death stakes of Africa's Great Migration. It's a phenomenon so intense that it sustains the entire ecosystem. The grazing patterns regenerate grasslands. The predators follow the herds. The land itself depends on this annual movement. Number 9. Matmata, Africa's only underground desert city. Tunisia has villages that exist completely underground, not caves people stumbled upon. Purpose-built homes carved into the desert floor. Matmata. From the surface, you see almost nothing, just holes in the ground. But descend into those holes, and you'll find entire courtyards, rooms, corridors, all carved from sandstone. The Berbers discovered something genius. While the Sahara scorches at 120 degrees Celsius above ground, these underground homes stay naturally cool. No air conditioning, no fans, just earth providing perfect insulation. This architectural style exists nowhere else in Africa. For centuries, Berber families have lived completely below the surface, invisible to outsiders. Then Star Wars came. George Lucas chose the Hotel Sidi Driss in Matmata as Luke Skywalker's home. Suddenly, this hidden underground world became famous. But even with tourists visiting, the people of Matmata continue living as they always have, underground, cool, hidden from the brutal desert sun in a way only found in this corner of North Africa. Number 8. Dallol, Africa's most alien landscape. Ethiopia's Danakil Depression holds something that looks like it belongs on another planet, not on Earth, and definitely not in Africa. Dallol, a volcanic field where the ground glows neon green, bright yellow, and deep orange, where pools of acid bubble like witches' cauldrons and toxic gases rise in clouds of steam. At night, it gets stranger. Blue flames appear, created by ignited sulfuric gases. It looks like special effects, but it's real. Temperatures regularly exceed 120 degrees hours, making this one of the hottest places on Earth. NASA scientists study Dallol because its conditions mirror what they expect on Mars and Europa. This landscape exists nowhere else in Africa. Nowhere else combines volcanic activity, extreme heat, acidic pools, and colorful mineral deposits quite like this. Number 7. The Marula tree, Africa's natural brewery. Only in Africa will you find a tree that naturally gets animals drunk. The Marula tree produces fruit that ferments in the sun, creating nature's own alcohol. When the golden fruits drop and ferment, elephants, baboons, warthogs, and giraffes feast on them. Then they stumble around, swaying like they've raided a bar. Videos of drunk elephants have gone viral. Scientists debate whether they're truly intoxicated or just playful, but locals have known about this for centuries. And humans didn't miss out. The marula fruit became the key ingredient in amarula liqueur, a cream liquor sold worldwide. But the tree itself only grows in southern Africa. Beyond getting animals tipsy, the marula tree is sacred. It's called the tree of marriage because its fruit is believed to have aphrodisiac properties. Tribes hold ceremonies under its branches, seeking blessings for love and fertility. Its bark makes traditional medicine. Its nuts produce valuable oil, and its wood carves beautifully. But nowhere else on Earth will you find a tree quite like this one, uniquely African in every way. Number 6. Lake Natron, Africa's stone-making lake. Tanzania has a lake that does something found nowhere else on the continent. It turns animals into stone. Lake Natron. From a distance, it's beautiful, a red mirror reflecting the sky. Get closer and you'll see corpses lining the shore, perfectly preserved, looking like statues. The water is so alkaline it reaches pH levels of 10.5, nearly as caustic as ammonia. When birds crash into its mirror-like surface or animals drink from it, the minerals coat their bodies in a chalky layer. They don't turn to stone instantly, but over time, they become eerily preserved, frozen in death like ancient sculptures. The lake's red color comes from extremophile microorganisms that thrive where nothing else can. Despite being deadly to most life, Lake Natron is the primary breeding ground for millions of lesser flamingos. These birds have evolved to survive here, their legs tough enough to handle the caustic water. They breed on the lake because predators can't follow. Only in Africa will you find a lake this alkaline, this deadly, and this beautiful all at once. Number 5. The Great Mosque of Djenné, Africa's mud masterpiece. Mali has the largest mud brick structure in the world, and it exists only here, only in Africa. The Great Mosque of Djenné rises from the Sahel like a fortress made entirely of sun-dried mud bricks and palm wood beams. It's massive, intricate, and completely organic. Every year, the entire community gathers for replastering. Men mix fresh mud. Women bring water from the Niger River. Children splash in the mixture. its maintenance turned into a festival. Without this annual ritual, the mosque would crumble. The mud must be refreshed, the walls reinforced, the structure maintained by human hands, just as it has been for centuries. Djenné isn't just one building. The entire city follows this mud brick tradition. Homes, markets, schools, all built from earth in an architectural style found nowhere else. This isn't poverty, this is mastery. These buildings stay cool in brutal heat, withstand seasonal rains, and have lasted centuries through community care. Number 4. Cathedral Termite Mounds, Africa's insect skyscrapers. Africa has structures built by insects that rival human architecture. Termite mounds reaching over 30 feet high, visible for miles across the savanna. These aren't simple dirt piles. They're engineering masterpieces with ventilation systems, temperature control, and structural integrity that last decades. Termites use soil, saliva, and dung to build walls harder than concrete. Inside, a complex network of tunnels and chambers houses millions of insects working in perfect coordination. The mounds regulate temperature so precisely that inside stays a constant 87 degrees Celsius, even when outside temperatures swing 60 degrees. Scientists have studied these structures to design energy-efficient human buildings. Some of these mounds are over 100 years old, outlasting the generations of termites that built them. When abandoned, they become homes for snakes, birds, lizards, and small mammals. Termite mounds exist on other continents, but nowhere do they reach the size, complexity, and architectural sophistication found only in Africa. Number 3. Mount Nyiragongo, Africa's fastest lava lake. The Democratic Republic of Congo has a volcano unlike any other in Africa or the world. Mount Nyiragongo holds one of the planet's largest lava lakes, and its lava moves faster than anywhere else. Most lava flows at walking speed. Nyiragongo's lava can reach 60 mph, faster than a running human, faster than most cars on city streets. In 2002, the volcano erupted. Rivers of black lava raced into the city of Goma at terrifying speed. Streets cracked open, buildings vanished. Tens of thousands fled as liquid fire consumed everything in its path. Even when quiet, Nyiragongo is mesmerizing. Inside its crater, a lava lake nearly a mile wide swirls and bubbles constantly. At night, it glows red, visible for miles. Scientists monitor it constantly because it could erupt again at any moment. Yet people continue living on its slopes, farming its fertile volcanic soil, living in the shadow of Africa's most dangerous volcano. This combination of a persistent lava lake and superfluid lava exists nowhere else on the continent. Number 2. Wodaabe stilt walkers, Africa's floating nomads. In the deserts of Chad and Niger, there are herders who appear to float above the sand. Stilts aren't just tools, they're cultural symbols. During festivals, Wodaabe men perform elaborate dances on stilts, their faces painted with intricate patterns, moving with hypnotic grace. Number 1. Aldabra Atoll, Africa's living dinosaurs. In the Indian Ocean, part of the African continent's extended territory, there's an island where creatures from another era still rule. Aldabra Atoll is home to something found nowhere else. Over 100,000 giant tortoises, the largest population of giant tortoises anywhere on Earth. These aren't small animals. Some weigh over 550 pounds. Their shells bear scars from over a century of survival. They move slowly, deliberately, munching on vegetation as they have for millions of years. Some of these tortoises are over 150 years old. They were alive before cars existed, before airplanes, before World War I, World War II, before most of human modern history. Walking among them feels like time travel. The atoll is harsh, with limited fresh water and tough vegetation. Yet these gentle giants thrive here in numbers that dwarf every other giant tortoise population on Earth. The Galapagos Islands are famous for their tortoises, but they have thousands. Aldabra has 100,000. It's not even close. This is the last great stronghold of giant tortoises, a place where evolution has been allowed to continue undisturbed. A living reminder that some things only exist in Africa and its island territories, unchanged, unstoppable, ancient beyond measure.